In my last list video this past weekend on Lume, I was asked to put together a list of what I consider to be the best field watches under $100. Now, usually with these videos, I set the budget at 10 times that amount, but let it not be said that I'm not up for a challenge. For those of you not in the know, a field watch denotes a model that is minimalistic, durable and highly legible, inspired by timepieces that soldiers wore into battle during the two First World Wars. Strong lume is another common property, as given the original use case of the pieces, being able to tell the time under any conditions was vital. In the modern day, the pieces are more commonly advertised as outdoor watches, focused on exploration, camping and survival. With all that in mind, I have put together some rules to follow for this video to help guide my selection process, and they are: each piece has to be a field watch, and it must also be available for less than $100 at the time of writing. Where second-hand prices apply, I will flag that up in the title card where appropriate. Finally, and honestly this was a real challenge, each brand can only feature on the list once for the sake of variety. With all that said, let's get into the video. The Timex Expedition Camper has a strong case for being the watch that I've been most impressed with this year. What I really want is this exact watch but upgraded, and that might be something that you see on the channel soon. However, you're still getting a hell of a bargain with this piece. It's extremely affordable, surprisingly stylish, lightweight on wrist, accurate thanks to its quartz movement, highly legible, and comes from a recognized brand with a reliable enough returns policy if needed. Beyond that, while I'm only featuring this model as per the rules of my list, I would add that Timex makes this in a fair few colors alongside several other field models below the $100 price point, with the Scout also being an excellent shout. Casio are the kings of budget durability, but predominantly their models are digital. I did want to feature an older overland model, but they are still north of the $100 mark even when pre-owned. The MRW-200H range has a few variants within it, and clearly I'm focusing on the field dial models here. The watch is about as utilitarian as it's possible to get at this price point, combining a field dial, dive timing bezel, day-date complication and loomed hands. It's unashamedly function over form, and I think that has its own appeal and charm. It has a very this'll do the job approach that I think is appropriate for a field piece. Now, clearly, the Militado ML05 has been at the tracing paper. It's not an original design, but what it does offer is insane value for money. The specification sheet held against the price point is pretty unbeatable, so let's dive into it. The ML05 is a 38mm in diameter, 10.5mm thick, sandblasted or PVD coated stainless steel piece, with a choice of two quartz movements, either a VH31 with a sweeping second hand or a Ronda 515 with a date window. On top of that, you get C3 loomed hand and indices, 100 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal and a choice of 3 NATO straps. For $32, that is bonkers. As a subsidiary brand of Seiko, the build quality and reliability of Lorus models tends to punch above the indication that you might get from their affordable price point. The RJ655 stands out in this list because it uses Seiko's proprietary Mubert for a full lume dial. At 37mm in diameter and 9mm thick, It's a nice combination of easy to read but small and lightweight, making it easy to wear for longer periods and less cumbersome in terms of catching on clothing. The NATO strap also gives you the extra length and flexibility to wear it on top of clothes if necessary. A very practical and affordable option with a big brand behind it. Just as Militado have been at the tracing paper with the khaki field, so have Addiesdive with the khaki field automatic. This packs a Seiko NH35A movement, stainless steel case, anti-reflective coated sapphire crystal, BGW9 lume on the hands and indices, 200 meters of water resistance thanks to a screw down crown, and your choice of a leather strap or stainless steel bracelet. It is over double the cost of the Militado, but then it is copying a more expensive and complex piece and also has an automatic movement over a quartz. A solid proposition, but I do think I would be shopping for a sterile version without the logo. While you won't get, and probably don't expect to find, premium materials in a watch retailing at only $75, the Bertucci DX3 does a lot to work with what it's got. The case is plastic but reinforced with embedded fibres, providing greater strength and durability compared to polycarbonate alone. It's mineral crystal and not sapphire, but it's been hardened and treated with scratch-resistant coating. The movement is a gold-plated Mubert 2035 quartz, there's Swiss lume and a rugged canvas strap. So, as I say, not premium materials, but every effort has been made to strengthen and improve what would otherwise be a very basic field piece. I'll be honest, I'm actually including this model on the list because I think the video comments section would be awash with feedback if I didn't, but not actually because I'm a huge fan myself. Don't get me wrong, I actually think what's on offer here is incredible value for the price. A titanium field watch with a range of dial choices. You might even be able to get the bronze variant or the one on the bracelet under $100 during sale periods. You're also getting a Seiko automatic movement with either day or day date functionality and a choice between 40 and 38mm sizing, even a sub-second dial if you want it. Really impressive stuff at this price point, and some of the colorways are really nice. I'd happily recommend this watch to others, but personally the 4 o'clock crown and date window is just not for me at all. Now, it might seem like I'm playing a little fast and loose with the rules here. Surely this is a pilot's watch and not a field piece. Well, yes, I would say so, but Seiko themselves describe it as a military field watch, so I'm going to be cheeky and include it. And if you want to blame anyone, I'm pointing the finger squarely at Seiko. I think the list would feel incomplete without a Seiko 5 field piece in here. But I have to be honest, buying one second hand like this might not actually be the best bet. During sale periods, you can pick them up new old stock for just above the $100 price point. And to avoid the uncertainty of a second hand model, as of course experiences will vary, I think that's what I would be doing. Alba are another subsidiary brand of Seiko, and while they do still make field watches, I have a real soft spot for the field gear range from the 1990s. These are small at 34mm, but have that classic field watch shape that puts me in mind of the Hamilton khaki field with the sweeping lug guards. I'm particularly fond of the all-black tactical version, but there are also full lume dial and coloured variants available. I do appreciate a second-hand quartz watch from the 90s is not going to make sense as a purchase for everyone, but the field gear range definitely has its own unique look, feel and charm to it. I think in sales windows, it might actually be possible to find a new Citizen AW5000 model for under, or at least very close to, $100. But to be on the safe side, I featured a second-hand price for the sake of the list's integrity. This might be the most expensive watch on the list, but the looks, detailing and finishing on display all reflect that higher price point. You've got colour matching hands and indices, a 3-tier dial giving a sense of depth, and a mixture of polished and brushed surfaces. On top of that, you're also getting a Citizen Eco Drive light-powered movement and a proper brand name on the dial rather than a subsidiary. So there we have it, what I consider to be the 10 best field watches available for less than $100. A little edit here. As I've finished putting this video together, Jody has uploaded a very similar one this week. I just want to say that from my perspective, I'd normally think twice about putting a video out days after a much bigger and, let's face it, better watch YouTuber has released something similar. But I've got a New Year's resolution to upload 2 videos a week for the whole year and don't have time to make something else for this slot. All I can say is that all of this was scripted before his video released, so I've not seen it or been informed by it in any way, and the price cap here is also a lot more stringent. Regardless of that, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on my list. Have you got any experiences with any of these pieces you want to share, and is there something that I've missed? Let's discuss. As ever, thank you for your time. If you've enjoyed what you've seen or found it informative, consider dropping the video a like and subscribing for more content like this in future.